This is a speech given by the Duke of Cambridge, also known as Prince William, and it is at the Tusk Awards, which is a conservation awards, and I will now begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here again at the Tusk Conservation Awards. It's always a pleasure to help celebrate the exceptional achievements of the award winners and the finalists. As ever, I am inspired and humbled by the sheer dedication and commitment that our 2018 nominees have demonstrated. It never ceases to amaze me how they achieve so much against the odds and with so few resources. People often ask me why I'm so passionate about this cause. There are many reasons, but one of the most obvious is because of the human impact. As the world's population becomes more and more urbanized, an increasing number of people will grow up with little or no connection to the natural world. This will become a major challenge for conservationists. If people cannot see it, they will never learn to value it, or worse still, they will take little interest in looking after it. The planet and our natural resources is not something we can afford to squander. Africa continues to face unprecedented challenges in terms of poaching, driven by the burgeoning illegal wildlife trade. Sadly, all too often, rangers are outsourced and outgunned. Most of them never imagined that they would need to lay their lives on the line to protect their country's heritage. But that is the harsh reality. So tonight is also a time for sober reflection. It was deeply moving to read the names of the men and the women who've made the ultimate sacrifice for conservation. Their deaths are a terrible and tragic loss. Amongst the names listed were two leading investigators, Esmond Bradley Martin and Wayne Lotter. Each of them had worked tirelessly in the battle against illegal wildlife trade. Their death, like all of the rangers, represent a huge loss to the conservation world. Esmond was the first person to highlight the scale of the international consumer demand for ivory. And I have some interference. I'll start that sentence again. Esmond was the first person to highlight the scale of the international consumer demand for ivory and rhino horn back in the 1980s. And Wayne's dedication to tackling poaching meant he became a target for the traffickers he was trying to expose. As with many of the rangers who lost their lives this year, both Esmond and Wayne would surely have been worthy recipients of a Tusk Award. Tonight, we remember their bravery and their selfless commitment. A few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to visit Namibia and Tanzania to see some of the programs that we support. In Namibia, it was fantastic to see desert rhino roaming freely in the beautiful Mars-like landscape of the Kunene region. Even if my guide did make me get up at 5 a.m. and take a 5-hour trip to see a rhino just for 30 seconds. I met some Namibian conservationists who are doing some inspiring work to benefit local communities. And it's music to my ears to hear that women and elders are part of appreciating wildlife as an economic asset. And I think I've gone over my time, so I will wrap it up. So again, the work that is on the front line is crucial if we are to succeed in protecting the world's most iconic endangered species. But really, if we want the tide to turn on the trade of wildlife, we need consistent global political leadership and action. Recent announcements on the trade of rhino horn and tiger parts are deeply concerning, and we must fiercely protect the fragile gains we have had. And according to the last week's Living Planet report, apparently in just 40 years, we have destroyed 60% of the world's mammals, fish, birds, and reptile species. This really is a terrifying decline in the world's biodiversity, and modern humanity, as we know it, depends on natural resources to survive. So again, I'll end this with David Attenborough, who warned us that man is losing his connection with nature. And right now, the clock is ticking towards a tipping point when the impact of what we were doing will become dangerously irreversible. I believe we have it in our power to reverse this trend. So again, let us congratulate all our winners and finalists for the incredible work that they are doing. Thank you.